Hiya guys, a month back I started showing you how to do your own takedown arrows, what to do and what not to do. I've been asked this week to make a set for somebody, so I'm making those right now. And I thought now was a good time to show you what to do and what not to do. First of all, if you're going to use your arrows for practicing, don't bother with the top end arrow with feather flights, etc. If you're only going to be doing short range practicing, you don't need it. Full carbon is not needed, not just for practicing. A cheap arrow is perfectly adequate. Something like, let's see, a Moosun 500 FS arrow, fiberglass carbon mix. They're only a few pounds each, and these are perfect for practicing with. In fact, these are a good all-round arrow, a Moosun 500. I highly recommend them. You've got good flex for amateurs, and for low-powered bows, they're perfect, which is like for your slingshot rifles, sling bows, and low-power recurves. These are no good at all for high-power bows, compound, etc. When you're cutting your arrows, you don't want to be cutting in the middle, because all your flex is in the middle of the arrow, so any joins you put in you are going to break. So when you're putting your strain down your shaft from your bow, any glues or anything here, especially some like super glue, they'll just break. So you want a good epoxy or a rubberized glue which will give and bite in. The best way to do it is a 3-part design. This is what I use, or I make. Bring it close to the camera. Now the arrow is split into 3 parts. This is a 32-inch arrow with sections 10, 11 and 11. You can do equal of, what's that, on a 32, 10.975 inches or something like that per section and measure it. Too much faff. So I just go 10 inch, 11 inch and 11 inch. Oh, excuse me. The inserts I use, you can get these from AliExpress, Alibaba, and it's basically a standard insert. There you can see, and a rear insert with the plug type knocks that go on the back, but they screw together thus. Arrow dighted in, arrow dighted in. This is the imperative part. Always make sure your arrows go back together exactly the same way. I always use the lettering to align mine. Obviously it's not glued at the moment, but use your lettering to align, and put a mark on your arrow as well, because if they don't go back the same way every time, they will not fly the same way every time. So this is important. So when you put in your inserts, you line everything up, mark them, mark it, and keep each arrow together in the set. You can't interchange them, because for example, if this is made in the factory and this section is heavier on this arrow than another arrow, or this section is heavy on one arrow, this section is heavy on one arrow, this section is heavy on another arrow, when you come to use them, the consistencies will be different downrange. So don't intermix your arrows, always make sure they mark. So like for example, on this one, mark it 1 1 2 1 1 1, so you know this is all arrow 1, etc., or 2 2 2. So this is the easiest way, and all you do when you're making them, use a pipe cutter or a normal arrow cutter, and just mark it out 10 inches, 11 inches, and obviously the rear section takes care of itself. Cut them out. Once you've cut them out, take a nice round file. You see the end there now is white from where it's been filed. Any debris inside, take your round file and gently file all the way around inside. Once it's nice and smooth, any splintered shards, make sure they're all gone. Then take a bit of emery cloth, something like that, or sandpaper, or even a matchbox, and smooth off the top, get nice and smooth and flush. Blow it through, clean out, use mentholated spirit, something like that, any kind of polypropylene, or medical alcohol, something like that to clean it out. Make sure all the dust is out, use a Q-tip to clean it out inside. Once it's clean, then you can put your inserts in and glue with 2-part epoxy resin like araldite, which is my preferred choice, which is what I always use, or you can use hot glue if you so prefer. If you do it that way, don't glue it with the insert in, because if glue goes in there, you plug that in and this is already in, you will discover, as I have in the past, that it's glued together and you can't get it out. That's if you're using araldite. Hot glue, not a problem. But if you're using araldite, do not glue it in with the two halves together. And make sure your halves are marked up before you glue it, because otherwise they won't glue correct or in alignment. Do the same for all your parts. Make sure they're marked before you glue them and before you cut them, so it always go back together right. So before I cut this, I marked it here, so when it's glued up I know it's perfectly in alignment, and that's how you want to return everything. Everything will be back exactly as it come apart, otherwise you will lose all consistency in your arrow. Okay guys, links are below for my coffee page, up in the corner for my coffee page. Celtic Crossbows. I'm a Mancong UK dealer. Anything you need to know on crossbows, just ask. And yeah, click like and subscribe. It really helps me out because it's I want to really develop the channel. Thanks guys, have a good night. Ta-ra.